Hello, my name is Biljana Vozarevic, and I'm going to tell you one poem which I wrote in 2018. But now, on today's occasion of Guru Purnima, I felt inspired to record it in a video. So I hope you will enjoy it. It's called 108 Salutations to my Guru. I dedicated it to Mohanji. Yes, my remover of darkness, the person which transformed my life. It would be really understatement to say he's a friend to me because he's much more. And the best would be to tell you the poem because it says it all. Although it cannot cover all aspects of Mohanji and all dimensions of the consciousness and the way he operates. "108 Salutations to my Guru. I bow down to you, who can lead me beyond duality, take me into the true, permanent, full oneness reality, and save me from the seesaw of happiness and sorrow, beyond space and time, yesterday, now, and tomorrow. I bow down to you, the cause of all worlds, source of bliss, who helps people to cross the ocean of the worldly abyss. My spiritual eyes were blind until you opened them wide and filled me up with sacred knowledge as an inner guide. You pervade everything and brought me to the realization I am coming across your place, face to face in awe, adoration. You brought me to see all the world is virtual, impermanent. In the midst of ignorance, you are such a wonderful illuminant. You made me truly love my children instead of being attached. Without being possessive, my love for you is now unmatched. It is by your grace that I even have this thirst for sacred reality and continue to sustain the inner burning fire of eager fidelity. I bow down to you, who tells us to look at the Creator as oneness, that the Creator is not separate from the all-pervading universe. You are also always in the state of full oneness with everything, in constant bliss and peace of mind, plus unaffected by anything. You have the power to give me mantra, and I received it gratefully. I cherish it as sacred and holy and repeat it constantly, faithfully. As with your all-seeing eye, you penetrated in depth of my being. By uniting with mantra, I reach vibrations much more liberating. Your consciousness is the cause. Your wisdom appears as the effect. You play with the body material, seem ordinary, common, imperfect. You give us knowledge and wisdom to digest by mind, intellect, ego, though you are beyond knowledge and ignorance, pure energy flow. There are no two leaves alike. Such is diversity in this common reality. However, this variety is the manifestation sprouting from true unity. Your knowledge and action sprout from the pure core natural values. You represent both cause and effect as one, teaching eternal life clues. I take refuge in you, who are operating beyond sundry emotions, for cosmic order from no mind silence without any commotions. If anyone deviates from these universal intergalactic principles, because of ignorance, they go through suffering, which multiplies. There's no mystifying anything here. It is the law of nature to comply to the true guidance, trusting the Guru's stature. As your greatness is beyond description or even imagination, while you humbly guide disciples towards spiritual liberation. You are calm, neither pushed into action nor away from action, in a state beyond the influence of gunas, expressing compassion. Your peace cools us down, pacifies our heated, chattering minds. You give emptiness when our minds are overloaded and blind. You are creator, preserver, and dissolver, universal cosmic pulse, embodiment of compassion. May you show mercy, grace impulse. The one who has eyes will recognize you, who has ears will hear. You're whispering eternal truths into one's eligible, receptive ear. I bow down to you every day with devotion and great reverence. Feel my constant chanting to you with sweetness and fragrance. In the direction of unbiased witnesshood, dispassionate presence, the pulsation of creation, preservation, and dissolution in balance. Even great scholars educated in Vedas, Upanishads, all scriptures, are humbled in front of your greatness, purity, and what it nurtures. Knowledge acquired and kept as theory becomes experience, feeling. Thanks to you, I understand the scriptures' deeper goal and meaning. Nothing is higher than you, my dear beloved. I'm at your service. The joy you gave me and you give me is real. The joy you can give me is eternal bliss. You are the source of all knowledge and have overcome the mind. You tirelessly keep performing righteous actions for humankind. When I think of you and remember you with love intense, personal, what happens is your immediate presence, energy is at my disposal. It is there. It does not travel. It just surges from that mere thought. Oh, how can I give in return at least a tiny crumb of what I have got? You can keep me humble, help me to avoid the trap of conceit. Therefore, I surrender my mind, intellect, ego at your lotus feet. Nobody can actually serve a self-sufficient master, the true light. At least guide me to serve the world better for your holy delight. Focusing on your consciousness is my source of joy and comfort. With you in my heart and Guru Mantra, I feel as your true consort. Like a shadow attached to you every moment, on every location, as place and time have no role here in my heartfelt connection. By looking at your eyes, I pass to you, to your graspless consciousness. I hold on to it by loving you dearly, thinking full of lovingness. Pulsation in my head shows, well, I have caught your frequency. Breathing through the spine lets me stay in it with accuracy. I write in praise of you who are God realized, who have reached. You show with your example what many people only preached. Guide me to that state of neither attachment nor detachment. For your sacred compassionate care, there is no replacement. You say you are that, and I understand it with mind matter. But my mind keeps pulling me, used to various useless chatter. I observe it with objective eyes, no judgment or accusation, because awareness increases by acceptance towards liberation. I experienced unimaginable, intense bliss in your presence. Even prolonged ecstatic laughter beyond common sense. You are in such bliss all the time, offering it to the aspirant. God is unprecedented. You are fully radiating His brilliance. You are the best healer from the disease of birth, rebirth cycle. From emotions which accumulate, experiences which recycle. The greatest of all yogis, who mastered yoga goal and excelled, a repository of peace and compassion, into service propelled. I keep you in the flower in my heart with countless gentle petals, creator, preserver, dissolver, a seed planter, and recreator roles. I see you blessing me and protecting me from fear. Can you hear me now? I address you lovingly, my dear. You're the formless birthplace of all visible or invisible forms. Being liberated, you conform to only cosmic universal norms. You are as pure as the steady flame that burns upon an altar. I've been yours since I met you, and I will remain forever after. While everything is changing, you remain beyond all change. You are always in an elevated state, free from impure range, free from ignorance, the embodiment of knowledge and bliss, fully self-sufficient. There is nothing in the world that you miss. I bow down to you, who help the knowledge to get revealed. I purify my mind, discarding ephemeral thoughts concealed, to merge with a peace unaffected by time, space, situation. I'm yearning to leave through the top of my head in liberation. You are beyond yogic practices, free from ignorance, all-pervading. As the unmoved mover, you permeate the immovable and moving. You have perfect control over the energy and garland of elements, but most of all, you're the lifelong source of my deepest sentiments. As fire, the best purifier, you burn the seeds from causal layer. My inside, I do not know. I keep cleansing it and add a prayer. I wash and polish the heart inside to be your accommodation, hoping no temple will be dearer to you than my heart's location. I bear the fruit and consequences of my karma, cause and effect. I accept it. I offer you to burn the rest of it, only soul to protect, burning away the remnants of sundry unconscious impressions. It goes without saying, I'll serve you through all my expressions. There's no higher truth than you, or greater penance than service. There's no greater knowledge than of reality shown by your grace. You comprise all the worlds and are the light dispersing all darkness. You made me realize true bliss through the mindful art of beingness. Being without beginning or end, in constancy of immortal law, immortal flow. You re-establish true human values, help the awareness to show. I may not have read all the sacred scriptures in such large portion, but I surely know how close I am to you through humble devotion. I bow down to you who accepted to be my focus of devotion. And you are happy when I evolve steadily in steadfast motion. My actions are now based on higher wisdom, God propitiating. Thanks to you, I perform activities heart expanding, liberating. If one protects cosmic principles, they protect him. It's mutual. What keeps the universe together is what remains as perpetual. I'm blessed to learn this sacred wisdom directly from the source, to live in the way you show as the never-ending cosmic course. Your name through your mantra has become like my heartbeat. Its vibration deepens the connecting feeling, lovable and sweet. Through the power of compassion, you cut my bondage to earth. Until then, I keep being grateful for making me free from rebirth. I bow down to you who grace me with perfect and valuable bliss. As nobody can actually serve you, I serve the world as practice. Then the meaning in Vedas, Upanishads, and other sacred texts opens up, and I understand the deeper wisdom in true context. A disciple should never lie to you, talk badly, or sit improperly. Each thought, word, action should show reverence internally. Who talks in arrogance, wishing to overpower you in argument, is bound to reduce his frequency drastically, destroys alignment. You protect me from all kinds of worries, miseries, and fears. Even the fear of death became something which disappears. You have the power to keep my inspiration at the highest level. I just opened to you. You made me an energy and text channel. I'm looking forward to know the real nature of elements I know you can give me that knowledge only in increments. As much as I can take, you fill me up with it as an empty cup. For more of it, I need an extreme mind, intellect, ego shake-up. You're a liberated soul while you're still living in a gross body. You sanctify a place where your body is. You sanctify everybody. You represent the Holy Grail, which generations have talked about. You're living sacred wisdom that people think is hidden far out. As a burning lamp with passionate fire spreading brightness, you light other people's lamps, leading us to eternal lightness. While you remain burning, shining in the dark with intensity, we also started shining, nurturing the inner fire of sanctity. I strive for the eternal, formless, immense love that you are. You set an example and have become a devotee's lodestar, unperturbed by any taint, concepts from human menagerie. Without ego, you mirror man, helping him in spiritual query. Through your grace, I should see them myself, my true self. Substratum of the whole universe, you became yourself. Following the path of pathlessness, the path of liberation, the road signs get digested. They aren't just information. The entire creation, animate and inanimate, is manifestation of the formless, unmanifested that which we call the ocean. Ocean with which I yearn to merge and become one eternally. From form to formless, I'm bound to go back to it zealously. We don't need to search for you. With a loving call, you appear. Wherever there is truth, you explicitly show that you are here. When you're on my mind, as well as in heart, desires disappear. You make my questions answered and the ambiguities clear. My mind used to flutter and squat on noises, peace violators. For me, God used to be a cliche, misused as an excuse for wars. Like a fly that comes into flats on animals instead of its place, my mind used to roam everywhere else except on your grace. Therefore, this change that happened to me is even bigger, because now I keep thinking of you and feeling inner vigor. Vigor for immaculate, omnipresent, loving soul's shelter. Being steadfast on this path, I feel you deeper and better. I salute you, the Guru of all the worlds who showed me the way. You guided me where to look, not what to see. Then insights stay. I salute you who are eternal embodiment of knowledge and bliss, who bestowed such grace on me of experientially knowing this. You are not different from all that is. You are one with all. Beyond birth and death, one immortal consciousness, soul, which expanded to each atom of galaxies here and beyond. You are always here when called. Compassionately respond. You are beyond three attributes, sattvic, rajasic, tamasic. You're always aware of your true, real self, source of being ethic. Beyond concepts and even knowledge, which leads to eternity. Beyond the intellect, which leads to realization of the infinity. You consented to be my object of contemplation, meditation. I direct my feelings to you, eternal source of bliss and devotion. You are seated in the center of my being, soul, or inner space. I wish that apart from this, for you, there is not a better place. I observe the self, focus my attention on it while mind calms. Thus quietened, I penetrate deeper into inner space realms. Until I one day realize I am that, the supreme that you are. Mergence with you will stay, and you will still be my avatar. Dear eternal being, beyond birth and rebirth, beyond all change, the absolute consciousness and bliss, beyond start-finish range, unprecedented reality, free from disease, untouched by sensuality, beyond all that exists, the imperceptible giver of joy and prosperity. As flowers have color and fragrance, your nature's omnipresence, every worm eventually becomes a butterfly. I'll also become essence. You are beyond name and form, and therefore beyond description. I'm going with you through thick and thin, with faith and conviction. I can read and study sacred scriptures, but I want peace of mind. Without your grace, mind is chewing the tips, but I'm not aligned. I bow down to you. As you saw what is best for my constitution, you gave me a mantra to practice, to fearlessly allow dissolution. You see when I'm empty enough, keen and completely ready to realize myself in a fraction of a second with my mind steady. By meditating on you, I'm becoming indistinguishable from one and really enjoy what you told me, to shine bright like the sun. By focusing on you with love, I stop being attached to body, looks. I see supreme being beyond all misery, as described in the books. It permeates everyone and everything with the same consistency. It is only that each object, person, operates in different frequency. Thus focused on you with intention of letting go of attachments, I welcome your glance. My heart jumps from your benevolence. Then my body starts trembling, heart choking, and eyes tearing from fulfilling oneness in love and this highest energy sharing. By your grace, I remain in solitude absorbed in self, in silence. There is no need for any social expression, common utterance. Just being in this atmosphere of completion, joy in perfection, embracing all creation in inner freedom, welcoming liberation. A guide to liberated existence, to be happy with what we have got, whether particular food, clothes, person or situations there or not. Not only desires, but also even if there is not enough for our needs. Mind should be stable and happy, free from desire on which it feeds. You are in the state of omniscience, embracing all this creation. You expand it, now you feel your soul contains all manifestation. I also strive for feeling calm and peaceful every time, everywhere, that nothing can touch me, that I fearlessly care and dare. While you are elevating me, my lineage is also elevated. Innumerable dynasties are soaring after they'd stagnated. They are enabled to cross the ocean of illusion in a second, reach the ultimate emergence and fusion which beckoned. I salute you, whom I recognized as worthy of being my guru. I love you, respect you, feeling deep and tight-boned like glue. I may fall flat prostrating at your feet or in front of your face and sing my hymns and odes delicately, weaving words like lace. Your compassionate acts can protect one from God's wrath, but nobody can protect one anywhere, even from your wrath. Therefore, better be in harmony with cosmic order you show. Stick to the principle of true values, pursue them and follow. I serve you in supporting high principles of eternal true values. I had never searched for any guru or saint for spiritual clues. You just appeared in my life at the right moment and stayed. Since then, your presence, compassion, mercy, I've prayed. What's the use of a teacher with knowledge but unstable mind? He can only fill the brains with information and keep me blind. But God's grace gave eyes to see, so I recognize your stature. I have set off on the path of pathlessness, spiritual adventure. A disciple should not be praised by anyone if he has not risen, if he hasn't transformed, become freedom from karma prison. But he also attains wisdom through an unlearning and connection, with undistorted clarity of purpose, emptying perfect devotion. I salute you, who conceal your true stature, always downplay, seeming to as common as very ordinary people in a social way, underplaying spontaneous messages which are actually sacred, because all you say comes from the source, the truth naked. Your state is firmly established and cannot be shaken. You firmly lead on the path of pathlessness I've taken. You even mastered what the noblest royal yoga offers, Raja Yogi, the ultimate achievement, the goal of scholars. You brim with wisdom, compassion, love unconditional. Established in God's consciousness, operate from the eternal, rooted in love, delivering pure love, sharing it in abundance. You are invaluable beacon of light, showing true brightness. Shunning a guru drives one to death instead of immortality. Ignoring his mantra makes one reel in illusion of comfortability. Those who falsely assume the characteristics of the virtuous, who think universal laws are their slaves, atheists, the injurious, the ungrateful ones, the hypocrites, the unforgiving, the wicked, the fraudulent, those who neglect the soul or whose heart is rigid. These are all closing themselves to incomprehensible greatness. You cannot give them anything because they lack faithfulness. Only those who always beware of negativity and stick to virtue, opposed to sin, who digest what you teach and not only chew. You can feel only them with bliss and sacred knowledge impart, because one's eligibility is increasing with pure devotional heart. I salute you, my soul's dearest guide, who help me avoid pride, who teach me all virtues of practicing lifestyle on positive side. I'm attached to you, the sacred space of omnipresence, clever. Let me progress and realize we are one for now and forever. Coming into a space, you feel it with the energy you've become. Then the whole space becomes sacred and we feel awesome. It is not up to the sensations, but there is elevation happening. In your presence, inner purification is spontaneously betiding. When mind is dissolved, when 5 elements are disintegrated, when there is only a perfect and all-pervading state attained, we will only exist, just exist without time-place coordinates, as the energy of compassion, my dear master who liberates. I direct my intellect, senses, life energy, mind and words to you, focusing on our unity in etheric kingdom of worlds. I bow down to compassionate grace which connected us and gifted me with the decision to raise my vibrations thus. You harmonized all philosophies and processed all wisdom, and you serve it like baby food for us on the way to freedom. Liberation cannot be attained through chasing worldly goals, but through selflessness and sharing energy with other souls. Oh, you operate from the level of the highest frequencies. You can help thousands of souls in a few seconds overseas. You visit us, talk to us, heal us, and go back to your dimension, because you can extend and contract time for our ascension. This line I recite to you is a mantra of love and devotion. It reminds me of divine presence, compassion without distortion. I feel gratitude as the wind under my wings, flying to freedom. I cherish the inner peace on the way towards eternal kingdom. I contemplate on God which unites us throughout a day. It is gratitude which is my first and foremost thing to pray. I'm staying in gratitude and aspiring to your state eternal. How much I love you, it can only be felt in the realm internal. It is love beyond ideals and concepts which surmounts all. No ideals should ever be above love, whatever our goal. Ideals or standards match, but even if they don't, love stays. Unconditional love is what my being with full heart prays. How many tests, challenges, and temptations life imposes. We are to fight for positivity like warriors, to grow roses. We should never judge the pain from holding their thorns, but cultivate them so that their beauty shines and adorns. Brightness is to be nurtured. Your teaching is to be lived. There is a lot of positivity to be increased and conceived. You are a beacon of light, but we are to keep glowing. I feel fulfillment when you enjoy watching us growing. My longing for freedom is a result of listening to my soul. You've manifested to play an essential and liberating role. I do spiritual practice to purify my mind, focus on the learned, yearn for the truth to be kindled in my heart, impurity burnt. I cultivate tolerance, forbearance, charity, and magnanimity. I perform loving service to the helpless to regain their dignity. I help the distressed and disconsolate. I'm loving to everyone. My love is no more personal. It overflows, showers on anyone. Love bears love as its fruits and is incomparable with the world. Love offers only love. It cannot be described or proved by word. Love is priceless, essential, precious. Its sweetness is unexcelled. Love for you and your creatures is the sweetest and unparalleled. My heart is your kingdom. You are well settled in it, oozing nectar. Your brightness is shining stronger than the sunlight, full spectre. For you, my heart is broadening, keeps filling with boundless bliss. With grace we are merged in oneness, their source's eternal kiss. Love is always there. We are here, just express it and grows. The more we express it, the more it grows. Who has tried knows. When we do that, we say, our faith strengthens, trust goes up. Love grows only when we energize it. That is how love piles up. I want to develop more love for you, more devotion, I pray. So I keep watering this fragrant flower of love just every day. I sanctify my life by melting in your embrace, open for grace. While I swing on the swing of duality, you are the stable place. You marked out the path to live without suffering, but in bliss. By cultivating the virtues of charity, compassion, and sacrifice. By practicing positivity, letting go of limiting beliefs, concepts, by putting a ceiling on desires, after totality of life, one accepts. I feel dirt of possessiveness is being washed away. I only consume and digest what is going to stay. I am making 2 steps forward, then 1 step back. However, it is essential that I am on the right track. The greatest gain or the greatest knowledge is achievable. You are a living example of that. The greatest bliss possible. Realizing our true nature, like pure brightness in a lamp, gaining a new vision, expand in awareness and revamp. The highest goal in life is to realize the supreme oneness. You are available to guide me there, to remove blindedness. I cling on to you like a baby to its mother, or a lover to lover, into eternal bliss even after my blindness in this life is over. After seeing the ultimate, there is nothing to be seen. It is that state where I want to stay and have been. After that, there is really nothing to be gained, no. It is exactly the reason why I incarnated and was born. You live in the state of the supreme abode, all-pervading, a stable state of oneness, non-dual, indivisible, everything. Your unlimited bliss, giving your all. We accept a fraction. All beings are illuminated by your presence and interaction. You hold me, guide me, protect me, and energize me. But I know that I must keep learning on my own, free. Nobody can teach me to be truthful, peaceful, egoless. It is where I am reaching with own efforts, I do confess. My mind is more and more still. Thoughts are good. Brimming with good thoughts, actions are good. Life's eminently meaningful, purposeful, and worthy when I can rely on you, always there, trustworthy. We are of only one religion, that of love and gratitude, revering and serving all, in society as well as in solitude. You are omnipresent. With spiritual discipline, we connect. The guide who is already established and thus can protect. Visualization is tremendously powerful. I do it all the time. From this connectivity, what sometimes comes is a rhyme. I'm stirring you in my every drop, cell, and atom. Life is sweet. Every moment in this sacred union is making my life complete. You teach to live in the now, a reminder to belong to eternity, to acknowledge my timelessness and to let go of what isn't divinity. I learned from you to be fully easygoing, flowing like a river, not allowing emotions to attach to me and make me quiver. Thank you for not making me to copy-paste your identity, but making me even more independent in my authenticity. Nothing you said is mine until I chew, digest, and enliven it. Only when I myself live it do I allow divine principle to be lived. You teach us to observe silence as it brings divine blessing, but to raise our voice to help the beings which are suffering, to be receptive when we absorb what is from divine source, but discriminate, withstand the influence of negative course. You teach us to be fully obedient to the divine will. Let it be. Behave in accordance with our conscience. Always stay free, but not to try to be good because somebody else says so, because blind servility is opposite of divine, like telling God no. There should be humility coming from awareness that we are just inhabiting this body, helping its journey like petrol in a car. Our mind, intellect, personality are instruments for expression, serving as a means of divine, guiding us on the way to liberation. As a part of great divine plan, to trust divine energy in our hearts, we never do with our own strength all the power God imparts. Our confidence is to come from this omniscient, never-ending source, not to fall into pride or conceit, deluded that personality is that force. You teach us to know when to be fast, energetic, and efficient, to recognize when to be patient, slow, cautious, and persistent, when to act without procrastination and make the best decision, but to know when to let discernment ripen into a clear vision. Our value is not in various materials, which are outer conditions. It is in degree in which we express God in our lifestyle expression. I remain unaffected whether someone glorifies or reproaches me. I'm on the way to the state of perfect equal-mindedness, free. So I'm surrendering this poem to my beloved, ultimate spiritual guide, Mohanji. Love you.